If you're watching this, you're probably someone who's afraid of talking to girls or at least approaching them in public. And if I asked you to do it, you'd probably be afraid and you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't know what to say. And that's totally okay. I don't want you to feel bad about that whatsoever. You're at least watching this video, which means you're interested in getting better at this, which is already better than like 90% of guys, because most guys don't even consider this as a skill that they can get better at. They just accept the fact that they're afraid of talking to women and they just hide within themselves for the rest of their lives. And that's pretty pathetic and depressing in my opinion. So congrats to yourself for actually wanting to do something about this. When it comes to approaching women, there's a whole spectrum of social skills that you kind of need to have in place in order to actually successfully approach a woman and, you know, have a good conversation, get her number, plan the date, you know, what do you text her? When you're on the date, how do you go about it, right? There's a whole spectrum of things that you need to learn eventually. But we're not going to get into all that right now. What I'm going to talk about today is something you could be doing to enhance your social skills and talking to strangers, talking to women without actually having to approach a woman with that romantic intent. If you feel like approaching a girl and saying, hey, I think you're cute, is a little bit too extreme and intense of an experience for you right now, that's totally fine.
Hi, it's random. I was across the street and I saw you. I thought you were really cute. I just wanted to say hi.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
nice.
I dodged traffic to come say hi to you.
There is one thing you could do to get better at socializing with women and approaching them and kind of getting used to talking to them out of nowhere, and that is complimenting them. Complimenting women is amazing. A lot of people think it's like simpy for some reason. I'll get comments on videos sometimes saying, you know, you should never compliment a girl out of nowhere because it's like simpy. And in my opinion, that is just rooted in insecurity. Compliments and positivity shouldn't have to be transactional. So it's not like a girl should do something for you in order for you to give her a compliment. Like, that is controlling and abusive and manipulative, and I just don't agree with that whatsoever. The sun gives freely. That's what I like to think, right? The sun gives sunshine out freely, and that's how I want to view complimenting women. And when I mean compliment, I don't mean something like, oh my God, you look stunning today. Oh my God. That's too much, right? That could be considered simpy for sure. What I mean is just a simple, hey, I like your tattoo, or hey, your outfit looks really good today. And that's it, right? Something very quick, very simple, and, you know, it doesn't take a lot out of you to say it, right? It takes literally like 5 seconds, and then that's it. You could literally say, hey, I like your tattoos, by the way, have a good day. Or just the other day, I walked by a woman and she had a really nice dress and like top. It looked really interesting. It kind of looked like very chic and bohemian and stuff. And I walked by her and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna give her a compliment. So I said, excuse me. And she didn't hear me because she had AirPods in. So I was like, excuse me. She took the AirPods out finally. And I was like, I love your outfit. And she was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. And I was like, yeah, you too. And I gave her a high five. Cool, right? It's a very simple interaction, and it's also something that makes you feel great about yourself because it's a challenge, right? It's like a daily social challenge that you could throw in there that takes literally 10 seconds. And it also makes, you know, the woman feel great. It also gets you accustomed to just breaking that social barrier between you and a stranger, right? Like, if you see a person just on the sidewalk or sitting down somewhere, the way you are right now, you won't normally say anything to them, right? You'll just look at them, you'll find them beautiful, or maybe you'll want to say something to them, but then you just don't say anything at all because you feel like it's weird to talk to them, right? That's all in your head. It's really not that weird to talk to people. The reason why complimenting girls is pretty powerful is because it kind of lets you build up your flirting skills as well. It kind of gets you comfortable with, you know, saying something nice about a girl if you haven't really done that type of thing before. So saying something like, you look really cute, might be a little bit too extreme for you right now.
Excuse me. Hi. Saw you from across the street and I thought you were really cute. I wanted to say what's up. Yeah, I love your hair.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, what are you up to today? Hey, excuse me. Hi, not gonna lie, I thought you were cute. I wanted to come say hi. Hi.
But saying something like, I like your tattoos a lot, those look really cute, that's a little bit better, right? Because it's not about her necessarily, it's about the tattoos. So it feels a little bit less personal and direct. You know, you're kind of like, oh, I like your necklace, that's a cute necklace. Just get comfortable throwing that word around. Like, you know, that's a cute this, that's a cute that. I like your necklace, it's really cute. Or I like your earrings, they're really cute. I like your tattoo, that's really cute. Play around with like different words and different types of compliments, you know what I mean? So start off with saying something like cool, you know, like, I like your shoes, they're really cool. I like your tattoos. Those are really cool. And that's more of like a neutral, I don't know, kind of balanced perspective maybe. But, you know, work your way up to saying things like cute or pretty. Like, I like your outfit. It's really pretty. And then just kind of leave the conversation as is, you know, just say like, yeah, I like your outfit. It's really pretty. Have a good day. That's it, right? Like, you don't need to jump into approaching a girl and trying to go for her number. And the thing with compliments is that they honestly aren't always that easy to express. Like, sometimes I even find it like kind of hard to get it out of me. I don't know why, but like even a couple days ago, like I was getting a water bottle from a convenience store, and the girl behind the counter, she was pretty cute, and she had really cool tattoos on her forearm. And I was like, I want to tell her she has cool tattoos. And it took me like 10 to 15 seconds to actually say something. Like I thought of it, and I had some resistance. And then eventually I was like, I like your tattoos, by the way. And we had a whole conversation about tattoos, like not anything crazy, like a minute or two, right? And I told her about the tattoos that I want to get and things like that, and like the kind of style of tattoos that we both like. Like, it turns out we both like minimal type of tattoos, minimalistic style. So it kind of turned into a conversation from there. But that's the thing about compliments, is that it's not like they're just easy to give out all the time. Like, it does take a little bit from you to kind of break that social barrier and to actually let go of that compliment and, you know, say something. Another thing is that no one's going to judge you for it. So if you're afraid of approaching a girl and saying like, hey, I think you're really cute, maybe because there's like, you know, there's people around you, and there's like, you know, it's like you're like on a bus or a train or something, and there's a lot of people, that might honestly not be the best place to just say like, hey, I think you're really cute, you know, because there's like people right next to you. But you could still work on your social skills in that moment and just say something like, hey, I like your tattoos, I like your shoes, I like your outfit, I like your bag, I like whatever, right? Like, you could think of a million different things to say, and it still helps you feel good about yourself. It helps you feel good about your social growth and your confidence, and you're like, fuck yeah, dude, like I did that shit. Like, you leave the train feeling like, yeah, like nice, like I gave someone a compliment, I'm working on myself. I didn't approach a girl, you know, necessarily, but I still did something, and I'm proud of myself. It's all about that momentum, that social momentum, and that flow, that rhythm, to where people aren't so like far away from you socially. Like, that's the thing about approaching girls and just this whole concept of, you know, being more socially free and expressive. People are always around you, but they feel so far away, you know, like everyone's on their phones, everyone has AirPods in, and it's like, it feels bad to like talk to people, and you don't want to intrude. But honestly, over the course of 2 years of doing this, like, I've basically determined and concluded from myself, from hundreds of approaches, that it's totally fine. No one really gets bothered by it. Like, maybe like 5% of people get bothered by, you know, you saying something to them, but like, it's just, who gives a shit about those people anyways, you know? If you're being genuine and authentic and vulnerable and saying something like, hey, I think you're really cute, I wanted to come say hi, or, you know, on a little bit more of a beginner level, like, you know, just complimenting, no one's gonna be bothered by you complimenting them. For some reason, even sometimes like I was saying with the tattoo girl, sometimes I even feel like, oh, like I'll bother her. Like, it's just this conditioning that we have in our brains that like talking to people is bad. But that's the whole point, is just continuously just fighting that conditioning, dude. Because I'm 25, almost 26, and yeah, like for almost my entire life up until I was like 23 years old, I was conditioned either by social media or just myself, just my own mental programming was like conditioning me to like not say anything to anybody, you know, that I didn't need to say, right? Like, not talking to anybody outside of my social circle or relationship or something. So it's still, even to this day, even though I've done like hundreds of approaches, I still feel some resistance to it. But that's the whole point, is that you keep fighting that resistance, man. Like, that resistance that like makes you want to withdraw to like your anxious, fucking anxiety riddled self. Like, that's the boy that we're trying to get fucking, not necessarily rid of. I was about to say we're trying to get rid of that boy, but we're trying to get rid of that anxious little fucking energy that, you know, we had as kids, as though, you know, that like maybe 15-year-old kid who was anxious because, you know, maybe his friends were getting girls and he wasn't, and, you know, it just wasn't a fun time. You were constantly questioning yourself, feeling anxious about, you know, what you said or what you might say, and all these annoying social anxieties. The whole point is just to keep fighting through that resistance. You will eventually get to this other side where you feel socially free. And it's going to happen kind of out of nowhere. Like, you're going to keep doing this every single day, like whether it's complimenting or just, like eye contact and a smile, something like that, or, approaching girls. Like, that's like the biggest thing for sure, like, is actually approaching a girl that you're interested in. But you're going to keep doing it over the course of, like a bunch of just months and months. And, one day, 2-3 years later, you're going to find yourself being like, I'm actually pretty comfortable doing this. Like, I don't even know when this happened, but like, I'm actually feeling pretty confident doing this, and you're going to look back on like 3-4 years ago and you're going to be like, damn, like I was so anxious back then. Like, why was I so anxious back then? There's no reason to be this anxious, So yeah, if you're someone who's desperately trying to get better with your social skills and your confidence and, dating as well, I highly recommend that you just delete your dating apps. Those aren't fucking working. Delete your dating apps. That stuff's lonely, it's depressing, and it just won't work, right? That's not the goal here. The goal is that you get better at actually interacting with the real world and having a better understanding of the real world. And the only way you do that is to actually socialize with people. So if you resonate with this video and with this message, I highly recommend you book a one-on-one call with me. The link for that is in the description below. We'll create a personalized plan for you to, get better at this. And I, would love to meet you as well. I also have an online community that you can join. It's called Winning Self-Expression, and essentially it plops you into a community of like-minded men that all want to get better at this. They're all growth-oriented people, and if you're watching this, you are a growth-oriented person because, again, 90% of people just accept their fears and they just let their fears defeat them and basically control their lives. But you're watching this video, which means you don't want to do that. So I definitely recommend you join a growth-oriented community like Winning Self-Expression. The link for that is in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.